And then you guys know you can always check out the classes on YouTube. You can always go on there and go and see it again. Yeah, you might have to angle it a little bit. Okay, so let's start up towards the tops of our mats and start to find our breath. So we've got some space between our feet and we're anchoring down into the soles of our feet. Let's shift our weight side to side and start to notice how that feels on different ankles, different knees, your left and your right hip. Notice the shoulders, the different shoulders, how they're feeling. And then we'll settle down into the support of the earth, both of our feet opening up across our hearts. If it feels a little bit better, we could have a hand on our chair, of course. Closing our eyes, pressing down equally into the soles of our feet. Letting go of our day, of our Monday morning, and bringing our full and kind, non-judgmental awareness towards ourselves. Breathing in healing and breathing out any tension. Just reaching our right arm up towards the sky, pressing into our right foot, inhaling, and then exhaling, bringing our hands back down to the earth. Moving through just the other side now. So we're going side to side, lateral flexion, and exhale down. Inhale, reaching. Exhale down. Side to side, all on your own, pressing into the foot of the same side that your hand is reaching up. So if your right hand's reaching, you're pressing into your right hand. So as we're sweeping out to the side, now let's try to sweep up in front of us. Inhale, reaching our right arm up in front of us, and then back down. And then the other foot sweeps in front and down. And let's do both now. The sweep out to the sides, bringing the thumbs together up towards the top. Few more. We've got about 10 of these breaths to really bring our awareness within. Each time pressing down into the feet while we reach up to the sky. So about 5 more of those. And now let's bring those arms in front of us, reaching up and then down. And staying with our theme today, we'll start now, if it feels okay, to lift the heels up as we come up. And then down. Standing balance. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, bringing it down. Big, beautiful breath up. And then a breath down. About 5 more. Now you don't have to close your eyes for that one. This one can be pretty challenging with the eyes closed. Last one. Heels come down, hands come back behind our head. Standing abs, turning our shoulder, so not our elbow stays wide, our shoulder turns, we lift our right heel. But we keep our elbows wide, so we're turning towards that right side, and then we bring it back down. Other side, heel lifts, and back down. So a few modifications for you today. It could feel better to lift the whole leg. It could not. So do what feels nice for you. Keeping our chest wide. And then another option, of course, to close your eyes. With or without that heel lift. Moving mindfully. One breath, one move. Amazing job. We'll bring it back to center. Bring the hands back behind us. Clasp them together if you want to. If not, you're just holding onto that imaginary beach ball back there. Forward folding if that feels okay for your body today. Let's make sure we bend our knees a little bit. Hinge forward and let the head be heavy. So let the head hang and dangle. The weight of your head, gravity, stretching your neck. So let it be heavy. Any negativity, think of it falling out the tops of your heads. We'll bring our hands to our shins and come halfway up into our halfway lift. And then fold again, exhale. Flowing through this halfway lift now on your own, inhaling halfway up, those shoulders roll back, and then we fold again. About 5 more. Using the strength of your core each time and your back to pull your body up, and then let it go. 2 more. All the way up this time, reaching up, inhaling, grabbing a hold of our right hand and tipping over to the left. Stretching that right side of our body, closing our eyes. Let's lift it up and draw the arm across the body. Down from the shoulder. And then look down that right shoulder. Breathe. Still anchoring into both of our feet. So we're still strong. Our core is still steady. Just that awareness. We'll bring the chin around, sweep it up, inhale. Grab a hold on an exhale, tipping over. Stretching our wrist, our hands, pressing into our feet. Awesome. And we'll release the hand in front, draw it across, and look down that opposite shoulder. So you're there for about 5 breaths. I'm just going to move that speaker so it's not a copyright issue for our Zoom because it's someone else's stuff. There we go. Y'all can still hear it, just Pauline might not be able to. Oh. And release, big breath up. Bring our hands to our heart. And we'll be stepping our left foot back down the length of our mat. Start to move through our moon flowers. So this is where you could bring your chair in front of you. So set that up now if you're going to use that for balance. Either way feels good. Space between our feet and our toes are slightly out towards those. If you have a long edge of your mat, it's towards those top corners. Then we soften the knees, shift the hips back like you're sitting back on a bench. Exhale down into our moonflower. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And if it feels okay for you, closing your eyes. Noticing the earth beneath your feet. Closing your eyes and noticing the air on your hands, on your skin. Just feel it. Be aware of just that miracle of the air surrounding your body. And now to move into our sunflowers, we hinge and sweep to the mat. Bending our knees, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, bend and hinge, or we're holding our chair. About five, maybe 8 more of those. Breathe. Last one. We'll step it back up to the tops of our mats. Big, beautiful breath up onto our toes, holding here an extended mountain with heels up. Or not. You could put your heels down if it doesn't feel comfortable. And release. Hinging into our flowing airplane, coming halfway down, inhaling up. Exhaling, hinging. So again, we've got about 10 or 15 more of these. to bring us through our warm up. Actively reaching to the sun and then reaching back behind us, palms facing the floor. So always keeping that heart open. Matching your breath to your movement. An entire exhale to come down and an entire inhale to make your way slowly back up. Noticing. Last one. Let's bring it all the way up. Inhale and bring the hands to heart. We'll do our sun breath and then we'll actually add a couple lunges onto it today. Big, beautiful breath up. Hinging into forward fold. Exhale. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, folding again. Inhale, sweeping all the way up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathing in. Exhaling a strong, strong, strong mountain. And again, inhale up. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathing in. Folding again, breathing out. Pressing to feet to sweep to sky. Inhale up. Exhale, choose your chair. You could extend your arms if you want to. Back up, breathe in. Exhale to mountain. Wonderful. Let's take our left foot back. You don't have to go too far. You can have a short stance lunge or a long stance. So you're in that. I'll show you your options for if you're at home. For your chair, you could have your chair right underneath your backside if you're taking care of your knee. Or you could be using it for balance. All right, hands will come up or not. You can keep one on your chair if you'd like to. Think of this back quadricep, it's really strong. So it's just holding onto that kneecap, drawing it up. Start to peek in front of that front foot. Let's bring our hands to our hips or the chair. And our back quadricep still nice and strong. Lift it back up, reach up. And we're flowing through our lunge now, up and down. Just bending and straightening our front leg. Some options for your hands. Our hands at heart, hands up. Or that big sweep that we had to the side. So our ankles getting strong, super strong. Forward fold, exhale. Let the head be heavy here. Hold on to your block or your chair. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold again. Sweep to sky, reaching up. Exhale to chair. Back up, breathe in. Find our beautiful mountain pose, really strong. And now we'll do that same sequence, just that flowing lunge on the other side. So now your right foot's lunging back. And you're either using your chair for balance or you've got it right underneath your backside. Breathe. Let's reach up or one hand on chair. Drawing our awareness to our core. So it's not sucked in or anything. It's just strong, just strong. We'll gaze over our front foot. Notice how that strong core now is holding us here from falling forward. Rise back up. And we'll start our flow. Exhale down and then the straighten. So we're bending and straightening. Or hands are at our heart. Here and up. We can challenge our balance by closing our eyes, but you might want to keep a hand on your chair for that one. Forward fold, exhale. Some space between our feet, or again, we're holding our block instead. Inhale, we'll sweep to extended mountain, hands reaching up to the sky. Exhale, we'll bring our hands down, palms facing up. Inhale, opening up into cactus arms. Amazing. Breathe. Close the eyes if it feels okay. Right hand will go towards the floor. Our left arm will reach up, a little tip over. And then we'll come to a standing cat pose. Hands come to our knees and we round out through our backs. We'll keep our right hand on our knee and now reach our left arm up for a little twist. So if you're taking care of that shoulder, I gave you guys the wrong cue, sorry. Come back up, inhale. Exhale into our cactus arms. Breathe. We're here for 3 breaths. We'll go into our stretch. So now your left hand down, your right arm reaching up. Little tip over to one side. We'll come to our cat back. Exhale. Your right hand staying on your right knee and your left arm reaching up. We'll do the same thing on the other side just to even it out. Standing back up to our mountain pose. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, our hands come back. Maybe the palms face us. Open up into our cactus arms. Beautifully done. Our right hand down, left hand up for our stretch. Down to our cat back, rolling through our back. So your left hand on your left knee. Nope, right. Yeah, left hand, left knee, right arm up. Oh boy. Wonderful. Inhale, sweep it up to sky. Exhale, come into our mountain pose. So there's our warm up. Now we'll move through 4 poses that bring together a moon salutation. And we may move through the moon salutation depending on how we're feeling today, or we may just slow it down. I know, is that thing even on? It's so hot. I'll turn this one on. Oh, me too. I thought I had it up. Oh yeah. There you go. There we go. Crank that bad boy up. Okay. So there's 4 parts to a moon salutation, and it's a really good option for us during this class. We don't often go down for our sun salutation, that full one. It's fully standing. So I would recommend, and I'm going to bring them around, a block for balancing half moon. I'll just drop them off for you. So Pauline or anybody at home, if you have a block. If you have 2, amazing. You have one at either end of your mat. Or a chair at one end and a block at the other. Good. Yeah. Or you can just transfer it hand to hand. Got one, and you've got one. 2's better. Take another. I need about 75 more blocks. Okay. So we'll go through our 4 poses, and then we'll try to put them together into our sun salutations. Pose 1, we've already done. Let's step your left foot back. So we turn into a moonflower. And we're down. This is also called goddess pose. And just breathe. The pelvic floor is strong. Both of our feet are supporting the weight of our body. If you're taking care of your shoulders, bring your hands to your knees. If you want to have a little more active stretch across the chest, you'll bring your elbows right up to your shoulder height and draw your shoulder blades together in the back. I usually say a toonie between the shoulder blades, but I've switched it now. We're holding onto a donut back between our shoulder blades. A toonie's got a bit too much of a squeeze, so more of a donut back there. Wonderful. We're gazing at our right foot. As we go turn towards our right foot, we're lifting our back heel. So we're just coming into that lunge, and we've already done a lunge. We want to have that back heel high. So there we are. That's pose 2 of our moon salutation. We'll hold it for a few breaths before we start to move breath for breath. Now let's bring our hands to our hips. Your back foot just in a little bit. Then the heels go down. So the hips stay back and we just reach forward with our head. Here's pyramid pose. Strong. So we're looking in front of our big toe. We're looking right down at our big toe. Breathe. About 5 breaths here in our pyramid pose. Our strong core, our lengthening through the spine. And the big fun one that we have worked on the last couple of weeks is balancing half moon. So that's where this block or your chair comes in handy. The top hand goes to your block or your chair and you open up into balancing half moon up at the top of your mat like that. Or your chair. Breathe. So we're kind of opening up towards that long edge of our mat or towards the windows. And then that left foot now is going to step back and we're back where we began in our moonflower. Yes, so we step it back nice and long along our mats, our left foot back, we're turned back towards our windows. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we'll turn and look towards our left foot as we lift our right heel up. We come into a lunge. I know you're facing away from me, but I'll come back there. So now you're in your big, beautiful lunge. Got our lunge. Hands will come to hips. We'll draw the foot in and hinge into our pyramid. Breathe. We look down and we've got our block in front of us. And now we can open up into our balancing half moon, going the other way, but still facing the window, stretching the other hip. Our back foot steps back, moonflower. We'll do it, well, obviously we're gonna do that a couple times on each side. Then maybe we'll flow through it breath for breath, just the one time. All right, let's do 3 moonflowers. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down. Now turn towards your right foot, inhale, lunge, lift the back heel. We'll do a breath there. On our next exhale, draw the back foot in into our pyramid pose with our block or our chair. On our next inhale, moving up into balancing half moon. So the right hand's on the chair or the block and the left arm opens up into our balancing half moon, where we keep that back foot down on the mat. Exhale, moonflower. There we go. Let's do 3 moonflowers. 1 up, 1 down, 1 up, 1 down. 1 more. On our next inhale, turning towards our left foot, lifting our right heel, inhaling to lunge. Holding here for a breath or 2. Hands come to hips. We draw the back foot in a bit and shift the hips back into pyramid, looking in front of our front foot, strong core. So we could stay here or move into that balancing half moon. On an inhale, the left hand comes down to the block or your chair, and you open up that right hand as well as the hip towards the windows, or we just hold where we are. Step the right foot back. This time, 1 moonflower. Exhale, moonflower. Inhale. Exhale down. Now turn towards your right foot. Lift your left heel. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, hands to hip. Back foot in, pyramid. Inhale, balancing half moon. Opening it up. Or holding your pyramid. Exhale, stepping that back foot long again to your moonflower. We'll do 1 moonflower. Exhale down. On your next inhale, turn towards your left foot, lift your right heel, lunge. Exhale, hands come to hips. The back foot slides in. We shift back into pyramid. Inhaling, balancing half moon, opening up nice and strong. Beautiful. Exhale to moon flower. We did it. Breath for breath. We've done moon salutations. Incredible job. Let's step up to the tops of our mats. Roll it out. Bring it back to breath. Amazing job. So that's a really good way to do a salutation without having to flow down onto the ground. So you stay up. All right. So you can stay here in our mountain pose or reach up into extended mountain, or lift onto the heels as we start our practice on standing balance. You could be using your chair if you wanted to for your hand. Just finding a place to focus our gaze. Let's bring the heels down, take our right toes to the back of our left foot. This is that fun one. All right, so pressing into both of our feet. Maybe our hands come to our hips now. We're going to have about 5 breaths with our eyes closed. So closing our eyes. It gets awfully windy in here when I close my eyes. I start to wobble, and that's okay. That's normal. And release back to our mountain feet. Big breath up. Hands will go out. Our left toes touching our right back of our right foot. Start to press down into both of our feet again. You can keep a hand on a chair or the wall, or bring hands to hips. Lengthen through the spine, strengthen through the core, and then close our eyes for 5 breaths. Noticing where you are today as a baseline. And we'll check back in with this each week. Relax, roll all those shoulders back and down. Let's bring our hands out in front of us, tuck those thumbs in, and give our wrists a little bit of love. And then the opposite direction. Wonderful. Let's bring our hands to our shoulders, massage our shoulders just a little bit here, and then draw the shoulders towards each other, maybe kissing our elbows together. Mwah. Open it up. Exhale, draw it forward. So we're stretching the back, then we're drawing the shoulder blades together. Separation, and then strengthen. And then notice the chest. We're drawing the chest together, and then we're opening the chest. A couple more. On the next one, as our elbows kiss each other, our chin will tuck towards our chest as we stretch the back of our neck. Good. And release. Roll those shoulders around. Let's get on with the rest of our practice. So our standing abs, which we worked on, but now we're going to hold that pose. So we lift our right knee, or it's just a heel. Let's bring our left elbow in front of us, or we're holding onto, again, we could have our chair here underneath our hands, or even our chair underneath our foot. Working towards bringing our elbow towards our knee. And release. Now we'll reach the other arm up, or hold your chair and bring it down. Oh, hip flexors. I love hip flexors. Lift them up, lift it up. So you're using that hip flexor to lift up your leg now. The same side hand will be up, or you're holding your chair. Other hand will come around, or it'll be on your chair or something for balance, or foot like this. And then we'll draw our knee towards our elbow. And release. Wonderful. Roll those shoulders around. If you need a drink right now, please grab a drink. Or to pat away the sweat, I do have some sweat towels up there. Just put them in the thing. Yeah. Where'd I put my water? Need a little sip of water before we move on for our practice. All right, standing balance. Wait till you see what I have planned for tree pose. One option we haven't done in a long time for tree, but we're going to flow through warrior 3 and the leg lift in front. So I'm going to show you the modification. It's the toe down, center, back and forward, or it's all the way through. Inhale, exhale. So what we want to work on is if you had headlights on the front of your hips, they're facing forward and then they're facing the floor. So not so much opening up so that the headlight opens up towards the sidewall, it's towards the floor and forward. And then you add your flow. Exhale, inhale, or toe, toe, toe. Wonderful. We'll do about 3 more on this side. So we're strengthening right now that supporting leg, that supporting ankle, that supporting knee. Amazing. Other side. Soften into the right foot. Put your chair on the other side if you're empowering yourself today with a prop. So tap, 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 or the lift. Sweep it through. And of course, that last modification, if you want to, we're closing our eyes. So think of if you are not tapping, the sole of the foot facing the floor, then facing me, facing the floor, then facing the back wall. Standing balance, you gotta love it. Last one. Bring it right here. Let's take it into a standing camel to stretch our chest. So either you'll have your full hands supporting your lumbar spine, or you can use your fists, try to find in towards your sacrum, the little dimples there. Draw the elbows towards each other. Right? Camels don't have wings. They have humps back behind them. Open up our chest. So you don't have to think of bending the back, think of lengthening the back and opening through the heart. It's like you're trying to hold something between your elbows behind you. And the opposite of that, a standing cat pose now. We'll bring our hands to our knees and roll through our back, separating our shoulders. Amazing. Straightening our legs, coming into our mountain pose. Time for that tree I was showing or telling you all about. So options, of course, are the regular trees that we normally do with or without our chair. Our chair could even be either for our hand or for your foot or here or on a block. So your option today, because it's balance fun, is to have your other foot on your block. So there's that one modification you can or cannot add in today. If you don't want to, of course, don't do it, right? So we're off balance a little bit when we're going to use either our chair or the wall. Wonderful. So from here, let's flex this foot and bring it open towards our calf, or maybe even another block. We can keep our eyes open or closed, reach one or both of our arms up. So pressing down into our block while we reach our head up. Our little balancing trees. Trees are amazing. Trees are really good at teaching us how beautiful it is to let go, especially this time of year with the fall leaves falling, changing, only to come back again in the spring. Let's do the other side. Stepping off our block, we'll move our chair. And we're working towards about 10 breaths on this tree, on this side. Giving our blocks a good workout today, pressing down into our block. And we find a softness in this knee. A good way to open your hip is to flex your foot in front of you and then turn the toe out. Bring it up into the hip. That way we keep our hips forward. Again, remember those headlights that we had? Hand on the chair or hands reaching up. Whatever you want to do. Breathe. If the mind wanders, just bring it back to noticing a big breath. And relax. So let's make our way down onto the mat. We spent most of our practice standing. Now you can make your way to a seated position for our balancing boats and things like that. You can keep your chair nearby if you're going to use that for your Shavasana at the end. All right. We've got two options for our boat today. Well, there's more. Okay, so our regular boat that we've been practicing, we've got some space between our feet, some anchoring down into our sit bones, and then we just lean back. You can even just hold onto your thighs and open across your heart. So think of not collapsing here like this. We've still got that donut between our shoulder blades at the back. Okay, two options, toe taps or toe lifts. Breath, inhale, exhale. Or for more sensation, feet remain up and it's a down and up. So you can either be down, lifting one at a time, or keeping it up and dropping one down at a time. You can hold your boat. Wonderful. Give yourself a forward fold so the toes will point up, and we'll hinge at our hips, reach our chest towards our thighs, and feel a stretch right from the backs of our heels, up our legs, our hamstrings into our back. And once we find that point of resistance, you can let your head fall forward if that feels okay. All right, bring it up. We've all got our blocks today, so we'll use the blocks between our knees or just the lower part of our thighs for another boat, actively squeezing the block here or here, or feet down. We'll close our eyes. Hands could be under our thighs, or for today, you could bring them back behind you and open up across your elbows. Breathing. And release. We'll bring those feet forward. And do some leg lifts to strengthen around our knees today. Lifting our left foot up off the mat. Or not, if your hip flexor is really feeling it today. So strong quad. And release. Let's do the other side, strong quad. We lift, we breathe. Maybe we lengthen across the chest. I know, cramp. Yeah, okay, let's relax them down. Shake them out a little bit. Rolling over onto one side. So let's all roll onto your left side. And rest your head right on your bicep. All right. So we're on your left side, and you'll bend your right knee and put your right foot in front of you on the floor. Check in with how that feels. And then we'll be lifting up our left foot, maybe knee, and holding here, strengthening our inner thigh. Also requires us to balance here on our side. And we'll release that tension in the leg. And bring your right hand either to your right knee or extend your right foot up towards the sky. So if that feels like you're off balance, bend that front leg, bring it up. So we're stretching out our hamstring here or just holding on to the inner thigh part of our knee. All right, let's lift our heads up onto our hands. That might feel a little bit nicer. And then drop it down. So we'll be doing the other side. Before we get there though, we're rolling onto our bellies. I know you're facing the wall and that's okay. Face the back wall, roll onto your bellies. And we'll do locust pose before we roll right over onto the other side. You can take a rest here if that doesn't feel nice. So let's lift our chest up and reach our hands back towards our heels. And if it feels okay for us, lifting our kneecaps up off the mat as well. Just looking down at the floor or resting. Right now, we're strengthening our backs. Options are to do one end or the other. You could keep your chest down, lift your kneecaps, or you could keep your kneecaps down, lift your chest. Amazing. So let's all relax. Let the spine melt into the belly. Let the head rest on the earth. Feel your shoulder blades separating. Feel your body melting down. It's okay to relax and let go. Release the tension of our day. We'll be rolling all the way over onto our other side. So now you'll be facing most likely the wall. You're on your right elbow, or your right bicep, sorry. And we'll take our top leg, bring it in front of us. Put the sole of the foot on the floor. And lift that bottom leg up, stretching and strengthening our inner thigh. If it doesn't feel nice on your hand, or sorry, your head on your bicep, you could bring your head under your hand, but kind of brings your neck out of alignment if it doesn't feel nice. Breathe. And we'll relax that leg and either bend it in front of us to bring our other leg up for our side stretch here for the hamstring, reaching for our toe or just our inner knee. Wonderful. Bend that knee and you'll roll right back onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest and rocking side to side. Massaging your lower back down into the earth. And we'll move into happy baby. So we bring some space between the knees. The soles of our feet can be facing up towards the ceiling or the sun, holding on either to the backs of our thighs, or kind of behind our knees a little bit, or our ankles. We could hold on to the outsides of our feet or the insides. Do what feels right for you in this moment. Breathing, letting go, keeping our heads down towards the earth, softening through our jaws. A few more breaths. We always hold our poses a bit longer at the end of class because our muscles are warmed up and it's a little safer to hold a static stretch. Let's bring the knees back towards each other and then drop the soles of the feet down onto the earth. Breathe. Opening up our wings so that the palms face up towards the sun. Walking our feet out a little bit closer to the outside edges of our mats. And then dropping our knees over to one side. A little stretch here. A little twist. If your neck feels okay today, looking in the opposite direction of your knees. Finding the strength of our core again, we'll use the core to lift our knees back up. If you need to make adjustments with your feet, do so, and then you'll drop your knees over to the opposite side. And if it feels okay, looking down away from our knees in the opposite direction. Keeping our hearts open, our chests open, our shoulders down from the ears, some softness in our jaw. And then when you're ready, let's draw those knees back up. Take the knees towards the belly. We can do our little rock side to side again, massaging our lower back. And from there, settling into our Shavasana. So if there's another pose you'd like to do, if you want to slide your bolster underneath your knees, you can, or your chair underneath your feet. Bernie, do you want your chair? There you go. You're welcome. So settling in now to our relaxation pose. We can be laying down somewhere that takes no work whatsoever. You could put your bolster underneath your knees, underneath your back, or you could be laying flat, or you could even be seated, whatever works for you for Shavasana. That final pose that we have worked so hard towards today. Moving our bodies in and out of poses, checking in with how they're doing today, modifying to feel good, just relax down. Letting our legs relax, so it feels nice. We can uncross, feeling open across our hearts. Letting the weight of our body start to melt down into the earth. Feeling the support of the earth beneath us. Giving our muscles today permission to let go, permission to relax and release the hold on our bones. It's okay. Noticing our body here in this room, in the universe. Finding stillness in our breath. Noticing and appreciating each and every breath as a gift. And feeling gratitude. If our mind starts to wander away from our practice, bring it back. Our little poem or reading today. All we have are moments. So live them as though not one can be wasted. Inhabit them. Fill them with the light of your best good intention. Honor them with your full presence. Find the joy, the calm, the assuredness that allows the hours and the days to take care of themselves. If we can do that, we have lived. Starting to notice again maybe the outside sounds away from the breath. If our legs are up, we'll draw our knees to chest for a breath or two. I'll take your chair, Bernie, so you can find the breath, let the blood pressure kind of even itself out, and then slowly rolling over onto one side. Take your time getting to that one side. And from the one side, moving up into an easy seated position somewhere on our mat, crisscross or our legs out in front of us. Taking a big breath in, reaching up. And exhale, drawing our hands back to heart. A couple more. Inhaling some positivity, exhaling any negativity that's hanging around. One more big breath. Notice that breath. Exhale, a little bow forward. Thank you for coming. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your week. If I don't see you until next Monday, I hope you have a great, wonderful week. If not, call me. We'll talk about it. Bye, Pauline. Nice to see you.